Hello everyone, welcome to a Naruto video. This is basically just going to be some tips and tricks of how to S rank. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a battle just showing some controls and tips in a free battle so that you can practice them out and actually see what they look like. And then I'm going to actually attempt to do some S ranks and just show you that they're not easy. Even if you know what you're doing, getting an S rank in this game is not easy. So one of the first things that are essential is to do the chakra dash to get to an opponent or get away. So basically, first thing is if you don't know, chakra dash, hold Y to get chakra, tap Y, and then tap A to jump up to them. But if you want to get away from them to space, you press back away from the enemy character. That will take you away to get distance, and well, that's how it's simple. So, a new thing that they added in this game is how to switch your leader. On the right analog pad, you will press down, left, once the little character monitor is after 50%. So if you can see up above my health bar to the left there, guy is at 100, but you can only switch once you're at 50. That is sometimes essential because you might start off with a terrible character based on the Kyuga fight. The part 1 where you have to fight as Obito. Yeah, you want to switch to Kakashi for that fight. If you want to fight Obito, that's not going to work. So basically the second thing is combo them. And if you switch characters mid-combo, you can actually continue your combo as a secondary character. That can sometimes be beneficial if the enemy constantly guards or takes away, you can beat them up. New thing, make sure you guard by holding right trigger / R2 if they're going to attack you at quite close range, because that will benefit, make sure you don't lose too much health and give you an opportunity to attack, because in an S rank, you can only lose 10% of your total health in the whole fight. That's not much considering some of these fights. So the other thing that I found out that I never knew is through practice is if you press Y to do your ninjutsu, if you just press Y and then tap B or circle, if you're on PS4, you will just do a quick ninjutsu attack. But on some characters like Kakashi, if you hold B instead of releasing, you get a secondary attack. I don't know if this was in all the Storm games, because I just don't know, but it will benefit you on getting some S ranks, because some bosses, you need to keep your space. That's basically the best thing, is always keep your space from the opponent, is just spam attacks away from them. That's the easiest way to make sure you don't lose too much health. So you're going to want to find a character in your fights that do that. Or another thing that works well is sometimes just spamming the ultimate jutsu, which is YYB when you're close enough. And you will get a scene like this that'll do massive damage to them. That is sometimes really good. That'll help you out in certain fights. Certain fights it's not too beneficial. So the second thing, or last thing that I want to say in a free battle, is make sure you watch your substitution gauge. So that's that little thing that says LT with 4 orange squares. You're going to make sure you want to watch that during a game, fight. I can't think of words right now. This is so unprofessional. But getting back onto the point, you want to make sure you watch that at all times, because if you run out of those and the enemy combos you, it's not going to work. You are going to lose more than 10% of your total health in that fight, and that's not what you want. So you want to make sure you always watch that, because if you run out of those, you're done your S rank, unless you can keep the enemy from attacking you. Because I think those things take about 30 seconds to fill, or start to fill. I want to say about 30. So make sure also you use your support characters as efficiently as possible. There are some times where you just want to spam them. That's perfectly fine. But there are some fights, I'm looking back at that Kyuga versus Obito fight, you want to make sure you use your supports if you're going to be hit, or just to get space from Kyuga. I have a video about that on my channel, so go check that out if you're not too sure what fight it is, because that is one of the hardest S ranks to do, because you don't really have any ranged attacks aside from Kakashi, and she is super aggressive. But with all of those tips, another thing is, since I'm in practice here, they're not going to do it, but if the enemy substitutes, you can quickly press Y and then press A, and your character will change directions and now face the substitute enemy, so you can continue your combo. Another thing is, if they were to sprint at you, like let's just say do the chakra dash, you can block, but then you can also press RB. I mean X/square, RB, ignore that. You can press block and then press X or square, depending on what console you're on, to do a counterattack. This will limit your amount of chakra that you have available at a certain amount of time, but it will knock the enemy away if you need to just get some extra time, or if you just need to get some space away from the opponent. That is a well done. So, with all of those, keep those in mind. We're going to go attempt to go S-rank some fights now, just to give you a little bit, show what it is. So, see you guys very soon with the thanks of video editing. Alright, so 2 things I forgot to mention earlier. 1, all of these extra things, they don't matter at all. You don't need to do any of them to get an S rank. They're not required. And another thing is that the quick time events that appear at the end of certain chapters, you will know when it asks you to put a button on the screen in a certain amount of time and you get stars based off of that. Yeah, that's the quick time event. You will get an S rank based on completing at least 90% of getting 90% of the stars available. So make sure you always get your quick times right, because if you get 2 S's and 1 A, your rank is an A. You need to get an S in all 3. But the third S is basically just whether or not you use to continue. So if you use to continue, just automatically restart. A nice thing that you can do is you can go individually to play certain fights. So this is me trying to do the second form of Madara. And you can see he's blocking here. But you see how he used substitution there? I pressed the chakra dash, which got me back to facing his direction. And that is essential for most of it. So I want to block when he gets up close, just to avoid some of the damage. That was an accidental chakra dash. So I'm just trying to be really aggressive on him here. And this isn't working. So I'm going to try to get some space from him. So he's counterattacking. You want to watch out for that. It's not really going to affect you too much in this game. Come on, Madara. I'm going to lose here. Well, that'll be the perfect thing. Oh my... Can you please... Okay. So, this fight isn't going to my favor, but that's a great time to show one of these things. There's a thing, the retry button. On the main menu, you can specifically choose, after you beat it, what fight to retry, or what fight or cutscene you want to see. You can retry an event, a fight, after you do it as many times as you want to. As many times, and it will give you whatever rank you complete it with. It won't, this doesn't count as a continue, which is really nice, because if you're just trying to get 1 S rank out of a battle of 3 or something, you can just repeatedly do that one fight until you get your S rank on it. And if you don't believe me, that's how I did my other 2 S rank videos. Okay, so come on. I would recommend using range, but I need to get him away from me first. See, this fight is one of the most annoying fights of Madara that I have fought. This is the second one after he gets the Sage of Six Paths power. So one thing that is really nice is Sasuke's Susanoo. It's a ranged attack for this fight. So look at your characters that you're using, ultimate jutsus or range jutsus. Ninjutsus, I should say. You want to get whatever one is a range and whatever one it can hit hard to keep them away from you. Because that is how you win. That is how you get your S ranks. Okay, this is not looking good. Madara, you need to get away from me. Yes, just keep missing. Stop! Yeah, if you didn't know, these guys get unlimited substitutions. Yeah, I ran out of chakra there, that's why I failed. These guys get unlimited substitutions. Just so make sure you know that. Okay, you should have got hit there. How can you... You just want to make sure you have that chakra, because if they appear behind you, you want to be able to press Y to do your chakra dash to get up to them. He is not being nice today. Alright, come on. See, like, look at this. They're also way faster than you. Your controls. I am determined that the game knows what you're going to do before you even know it. Like, that it is very oft of what attacks you do. I am determined of that. Because there are some fights that they will do. Thank you for actually being hit by that. There is some moves that they will do that they react so quickly to your substitution that it doesn't even give you a second to put in an input to do anything else. They react so quickly to your input. Come on, Chuck or Dash at me. Okay, he. So, yeah, you just spam attacks. You want to keep your long-ranged attacks to keep them away. That is one of the keys. I will show another fight in this video showing how that is. Because if they get close, as you've seen in my 2 previous retries, you're done. The fight's over. Come on, Madara. Don't be like this. See, come on. He needs to go. He needs to die here. Like, I don't like that they get unlimited redos. Like, that's something that doesn't make fun of. That's something that I don't like, is that they get unlimited dodges. Alright, so now, after you've completed the fight with at least 10% of your health, you'll have to gauge that off of the health bar. I can't say a consistent cheat whether or not. You just have to make sure you watch your health bar and gauge. If you think you've lost too much health, just restart to play it safe. Because the worst thing you do is you get to the end of the fight, you do everything perfect, and then you actually had only 89% of your health, or 85. That is the most disheartening thing, because I have had that multiple times, where I think I'll be good, and then I'll actually have like 89. So now the next step is quick time events. You want to make sure you get at least 90% of these. These are the little button inputs that come up. Like that. So you just basically, you want to make sure you press all of your quick times as fast as you can, and then just spam all of your buttons. Because you're going to need to get this, or else you won't get your S rank. If you get 89% of these stars, you won't get an S rank. And that's also disappointing. So you just want to make sure you at least hit most of these. I think some of the fights you can get away with hitting them at 3 stars. Like all of them, maybe 2. But there are certain fights where you need to hit all 4 stars on every one. The Naruto versus Sasuke final, I think, is one of those that to get an S rank, you pretty much need to get all 4 stars. But yeah. After all that, you will be delighted with a beautiful S rank. And you get to see some cool cutscenes. For getting all of the Q2Es, you get to see some stories. The secret story, I believe they're called. Secret action. I lied. But that is one, so I will show you another one, because I was trying to be aggressive on Madara. And on Madara's fight, that is not always what you want to do. You can see right there. S rank. The thing I did is I just went to that fight and I clicked on it. And as you can see, I only completed 2 of these challenges. They are not required. I didn't press it. If you press X or square, it will tell you how close you got to an S rank. It'll have your health, your Q2E stars, and your continues. And that will tell you how you did your S ranks. So this is another fight where you need to have range. So as you can see, I'm choosing this episode individually. Play only this event. You don't need to watch all the cutscenes. It's not like previous Naruto games. You can literally go straight to the fight and get your S rank. Or whatever. If you want A rank or whatever, if you just really enjoy that fight, you can just repeatedly do it. As in my case, which is going to be getting an S rank in all of these videos. Yes, all of the harder ones I will most likely be doing S rank tutorials. I've already done some. So, this attack, really annoying. You basically... Whoops. You basically don't want to keep doing that. I am already failing. Alright, let me restart that. I'm pressing Y too many times. You only want to press Y once as Naruto, or triangle once, and then followed by circle. You want to use his tailed beast Rasen Shuriken in this fight. Like, you gotta find out, because his is a ranged attack. Kyuga is the worst boss ever. Because of 3 attacks. That attack, her almighty whatever it is. I don't know what her attack is. That ultimate vacuum fist where she just repeatedly... Oh, of course she stopped right beforehand. So, yeah, sometimes you can get in a corner like this. It's really unfortunate if it happens to you. That attack is really annoying. Sometimes if you use substitution on that attack, you will end up still in front of it because it will just substitute in front of you. I am probably going to have to cut this to get to actual videos, but I'm just showing you, like, it's, no matter how much you do, no matter how many skills you know, it doesn't matter. This game is purely based on luck sometimes for that S rank. I swear it's purely based on luck sometimes, because when I did this on my second try, I had no issues. No issues. She wasn't dodging anything. She wasn't being this aggressive. She wasn't doing any of this. Because as you can see, she's being really aggressive and wanting to dodge everything. And that is not what you want. That is never what you want to have. Because if she dodges everything, or if your opponent dodges everything, that hurts you a lot. So this one, sometimes there'll be attacks that are based on that. Just make sure you watch the ground. There'll be a little bit of a red circle or a red line so you can trace where that attack's going. And yeah, so if you want some fights, literally just get a long-ranged attack and spam like this. Just be that spammer in the back. This is like how you get an S rank. Half the time. So she should be almost dead here. Come on, don't dodge that. Thank you. So you just want to keep hammering it into her in this fight. So I'm saying it is any fight. Same rules apply in any fight. These, you want to make sure they will end your run if you're not careful enough. She has invincibility frames. Most bosses, some bosses, not most. I've only noticed her. But some bosses have invincibility frames in their ninjutsu attacks. So you want to make sure you watch out for that. Because if you get caught in an invincible attack, you're going to get hit. I did that too early. So now she's doing this attack. That can be really annoying if you don't watch. That attack's invincible. So as you can see here, that was close. That was close. She got really aggressive at the end, and that can ruin your run if you're not okay to that. Sometimes the enemy will get really close to you and dodge all of your long-ranged attacks, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So again, another quick time event. Make sure you press all of your buttons as fast as you can. Pretty much on a safe side, these longer fights, like when, as you can see, there's 2 stars up there. You can pretty much get rid of 3 stars on most of them, and you will get a 90%. It's as simple as that. Well, it's not as simple, I shouldn't say, because sometimes it is hard, or sometimes I found where it seems the game won't even register, so my button inputs on those special like LB, RB, or multiple buttons, Y plus A. So it's not the end of the world if you get one, or if you get a couple 3 stars, or even 1 2-star on certain cases. If it's a long one like this where you have lots of opportunities, you're perfectly fine. Like that, you can pretty much probably even miss 1 or 2 and still get it just for the amount of things that are all there at quick time events. So I hope this video helped all of you with some tips and some instructions on how. If you have any questions, please comment, because I won't mind answering them. So if you have any questions on S ranks, or if you want me to show certain fights S ranks, just shoot me a comment on a video and I will either send you a link if I've already done that video, or I will do that video. So until next time, see you all. Bye.